Hi guys, and welcome to another episode of Kabir Considers. In this video, we're going to react to 20 celebrities who ruin their careers with one interview. To become a celebrity, it's not really easy. Like, if we're talking legit, Hollywood actor, best-selling singer, something like that, it's not easy to do, So to think that you can end your career by just saying one dumb thing, and there's no going back, or at least it's not going to be easy to get back to where you were. You just got to be so careful. Even if you're not a celebrity, even just regular people, you've just got to be so careful these days with what you say in public, on social media. You can get fired. I've heard of so many people losing their jobs. One of the directors where my sister works, she liked a post on Instagram about, what's currently going on in, the Israel-Palestine situation. She liked a post and she got suspended. It was incredible. So you got to be so careful. So this video should be really interesting.
You continue to trash her.
Okay, I'm done with this.
No.
Sorry, no.
Welcome to Watch Mojo. And today we're counting down our picks for famous folks who severely damaged their reputations for a time after scandalous behavior in a single interview, even if they have since bounced back.
Yes or no? Did you ever take banned substances to enhance your cycling performance?
Yes.
Yeah, Lance
Number
Armstrong.
20, Wen Phoenix. Today, Wen Phoenix is a multi-time Oscar nominee and winner, but in 2009, his career was in a very different realm after appearing on The Late Show with David Letterman.
Is there something wrong?
I can't be the first one to make you feel weird about it.
No, I guess not.
Wearing sunglasses
Why
and
is
a
he wearing
big bushy
sunglasses
beard,
inside?
Phoenix mumbled awkwardly through the discussion, causing the host to take verbal shots at him.
What can you tell us about your days with the Unabomber?
While this turned out to be a spoof for his mockumentary, I'm Still Here, the media genuinely believed Phoenix was having a breakdown, and producers stayed away from him.
But you're not going to act anymore?
But does David also know?
No.
Huh. Why is that?
Oh my God.
I don't know.
The actor admitted
Why is
in
it
a
so
later interview
awkward?
that the quality of scripts sent to entice him had vastly dropped after the stunt. It took several critically acclaimed projects to put Phoenix's career back on track.
Thank you for letting me come on the show.
Yes,
last
well,
time.
we've been dying to have you back a year and a half.
Number 19,
Man, that cringy interview. I mean, well done to him for keeping character, because it was just a spoof, but imagine being in the audience thinking that was real. Ugh.
Gibson.
Are you prepared to tell the truth today? The whole truth? No little
Absolutely.
half truths, no gobbledygook. The truth.
No, I've been really transparent.
In 2013, Australian Belle Gibson was one of the hottest new wellness influencers on the market after launching her mobile app, The Whole Pantry. After releasing various cookbooks, life seemed to be going great for her. But then, Gibson told the world she had contracted several cancers, but was managing the progression with her healthy lifestyle.
Now, you've just admitted that you didn't say it was at your home and it wasn't with a real doctor because you thought
I
people would
believed
be
he was a real
disappointed in you.
No, I believed he was a real doctor.
So did you?
Yet in 2015, rumors emerged that Gibson was lying about having the disease and her donations to charity.
I've been openly conveying and speaking about what was my reality and what is my reality today.
And will you accept that your reality does not actually match reality?
With the pressure mounting, she spoke with the magazine The Australian Women's Weekly, where she admitted she'd been lying and blamed her behavior on her
my
upbringing.
God.
This tanked her career in an instant. In 2017, Gibson was fined $410,000 for her deceptions.
Despite being given a 4-month deadline, you're still alive.
Yeah,
Was that an indicator to you that you didn't have brain cancer?
it wasn't an indicator.
Number 18.
So she lied about having multiple cancers just to sell her, green, healthy lifestyle. Who does that? That is probably one of the scummiest things. Most people know someone that's died of cancer. That is just really kind of evil.
Alex Pettyfer. If you're a blossoming actor in Hollywood, it's not a great idea to slam the city where you make a living. But that's what England's Alex Pettyfer did in 2011. After making his name in I Am Number 4 and Stormbreaker, the actor's career appeared to be going swell. Then, Pettifer spoke to V-Man for an article. Within it, he slated Los Angeles in an expletive-filled interview. Among many, many insults, he called the city a, quote, insidious pool and socially, quote, disgusting, slated the women living there, and described an acting career like being in prison. Yikes. This, on top of a reputation as being difficult to work with, caused Pettifer's career to stagnate as big-budget productions looked elsewhere for talent. Number 17.
Man, there's a phrase, you don't shit where you eat, even if you believe that about LA, which probably other people do as well. Why would you say that out loud? What a donut.
Tom Cruise. 2005 was a dark mark in the career of Tom Cruise. Firstly, there was his bizarre behavior on the Oprah Winfrey Show.
I'm another Katie Holmes.
Cruise followed that by publicly criticizing Brooke Shields for admitting she used antidepressants after developing postpartum depression. The actor then went on to the Today program to speak with Matt Lauer about his opinions. And it was rough.
I'm just living my life. And I'm doing the best that I can and doing it in a way that I feel is right.
An erratic Cruise doubled down on his anti-psychiatry views, calling it a, quote, pseudoscience.
And I know that psychiatry is a pseudoscience.
His very patronizing approach did Cruise no favors as he combated Lauer's questions. With all the scandal, Paramount Pictures cut ties with the actor in 2006 after 14 years. But eventually, that relationship recovered. Steven Spielberg also denounced Cruise's actions in 2005. However, the duo reconciled in 2023.
We've never seen you behave this way before.
I know.
Have you ever felt this way before?
Number 16.
Such a cringy interview. I will say though, I like Tom Cruise. His movies are great. His movies are fantastic. For me, The Last Samurai is in my top 10 movies of all time. If you haven't seen it, it's a bit long. It's about 3 hours long, but I'm telling you, that movie is brilliant.
Piers Morgan. By 2014, thanks to poor ratings, Piers Morgan's reign on CNN was ending. In his final days, he interviewed comedian Chelsea Handler, and she wrecked him. Handler slated his lack of attention and called him a, quote, terrible interviewer.
I mean, you can't even pay attention for 60 seconds. You're a terrible interviewer.
Well, you just weren't keeping my attention. That's
Well,
more
but
an issue
that's
for you
not
than
my
me.
problem.
While Morgan attempted to save face by claiming the guest had to be interesting, Handler pointed out that it was his job to do that.
This is your show. You have to pay attention to the guests that you invited on your
If
show.
they're interesting enough.
Yeah, they are. Listen, it doesn't matter how interesting I am. You signed up for this job.
God.
Well, maybe that's why your job is coming to an end.
With his U.S.
Oh, snap. Jeez.
reputation in shambles, Morgan returned to the UK and joined Good Morning Britain.
This is a 2-hour trash-a-thon of our royal family.
But after he went off on a rant about Meghan Markle disclosing her mental health struggles, he was called out by fellow presenter Alex Beresford.
Yeah, I mean, it's Piers Morgan. Like, some of the things he says I like. You know, he's a fellow Arsenal supporter, so I like him for that. But the way he handled the whole Meghan thing, like, even if you don't like her, he bashed her, like, constantly. It was weird. It was almost like borderline obsession.
Causing Morgan to walk off.
But yet you continue to trash her.
Okay, I'm done with this.
No.
Sorry, no. Sorry.
So, do you know what? That's pathetic.
You can trash me, maybe not my
No.
See you later.
Later, he resigned from the show and has struggled for relevance since.
Absolutely diabolical behaviour.
Number 15.
It just, you know, like, even if you don't like her, which I'm sure there's loads of people who don't like Meghan, etc. Like, it was, I'm telling you guys, it was like, every time he was on TV, he found an excuse to mention Meghan Markle. Like, it was really weird.
Neeson.
This interview had social media bursting at the seams with comments for and against the Irish actor.
While promoting one of his movies, Neeson opened up in an interview about the time one of his close friends was sexually assaulted by a black man.
To get rid of this, and I'm not racist. this was nearly 40 years ago, but because I was brought up in, maybe I'm rabbiting on, Rob, so forgive me. I was brought up in the north of Ireland and brought up in the Troubles.
He said that after finding out, he walked the streets looking for trouble, hoping to kill a black man, before realizing that what he was doing was wrong, and feeling ashamed of himself. Many branded him a racist, while others defended his honesty, including celebrities such as Trevor Noah and Whoopi Goldberg.
Because I believe that Liam Neeson deserves a medal, and I'll tell you why.
It may not have destroyed his career, but it certainly put a fork in the road of his likability.
Number 14, John Mayer.
Man, Liam, yeah, I remember hearing about that. You know, again, I like his movies, Liam Neeson, but when I heard that, it was just like, man, what do you mean? Like,
At one point, John Mayer had the reputation of a quality musician who was seemingly going to reach legendary status one day. But then he spoke to Playboy magazine in 2010 and destroyed that possibility.
He is giving this interview to Playboy magazine. He wants to be provocative, and he tried a little too hard.
On top of being gross about his past relationships with Jessica Simpson and Jennifer Aniston,
sexually it was crazy.
Mayer compared, quote, Little John to white supremacist David Duke and threw in racial slurs a couple of times. Yikes. While Mayer apologized on social media, in other interviews, and at gigs, he never reached those lofty heights again. None of his released singles have reached the top 25 on the US Billboard chart since 2010's Half of My Heart with Taylor Swift.
Oh, half of my heart's got a grip on the situation. Half of my heart takes time.
Number 13.
To be honest, he's not someone that I've listened to. It's not my kind of music, so whatever.
Harrison. For 19 years, Chris Harrison was an American icon with his work on The Bachelor and its spin-off The Bachelorette, and many more. But then, in 2021, he was interviewed by Rachel Lindsay, a former Bachelorette, for Extra. This is when his career fell off. Harrison discussed the actions of alumni Rachel Kirkconnell after photos of her at college attending a plantation-themed party came out, and liked racial posts on social media.
Is it a good look in 2018 or is it not a good look in 2021?
It's
because
not
there's
a
a big
good
difference.
look ever.
It's hard to defend that, but Harrison did his best, even throwing in the term woke police and saying people shouldn't judge. Ew. The public backlash was massive. Lindsay quit the franchise due to her disgust at Harrison. He was suspended and later fired by The Bachelor.
Antebellum parties are not okay. Past, present, future.
Number 12, Paula.
A plantation party? So what, you had like people pretending to be like slaves there as well? What the fuck? What?
I'm so happy to be showing y'all my new stoneware.
Specializing in Southern cooking, Paula Deen seemed like a nice and kind person during her cooking show, Paula's Best Dishes. But when a lawsuit came her way in 2013, her deposition threw that assumption in the bin when she stated she used racial slurs several times and had considered a plantation-themed wedding. Yikes. As the backlash grew, Dean was interviewed on the Today Show to discuss the controversy, and it was weird.
If there's anyone out there that has never said something,
I don't see a single tear. I don't see a single tear. It's just fake.
they wish they could take back.
Painting herself as a victim of slander, she stated she wouldn't have fired herself for the fallout. But most notable was the lack of sorry from Dean, except for referring to an apology video she'd made. Afterward, more companies cut ties with Dean as she fell into obscurity. Number 11, Michael Jackson. Interviewed by Martin Bashir for a year and broadcast to the world in 2003, the documentary Living with Michael Jackson shocked viewers with a couple of massive revelations from the singer.
These we bought?
Yes.
And these?
Yes.
This table? Yes. These?
Firstly,
so that's how Michael Jackson shopped. I just want all of that and all of that, all of that, all of that.
Spoke about the abuse he sustained at his father's hands when he grew up. But then, the Thriller performer stated that he had had sleepovers with children in his bedroom, but he emphasized that nothing untoward happened.
When Gavin was there, he talked about the fact that he shares your bedroom. Yes. Can you understand why?
The way he said that, yes. I love Michael Jackson, but that answer was weird. Yes.
That nothing untoward happened.
When Gavin was there, he talked about the fact that he shares your bedroom.
Yes.
Can you understand why people would worry about that?
Because they're ignorant.
The backlash was massive from the public. This brought to life the infamous trial of the People versus Jackson in 2005. While Jackson was acquitted on all counts, the damage done to his reputation was permanent. On top of that, he faced bankruptcy from other lawsuits before he passed away in 2009.
Black people were called colored people because we come in all colors. From very white, as white as my hand, to very dark.
Number 10, Lance Armstrong.
Yeah, I don't know. Michael Jackson, I do think, based on the childhood he had, you know, I think it kind of messed him up. But I don't think he was an abuser. I don't have any evidence for that. I do remember there was that documentary. What was it called? Escaping Neverland or something like that. But then it came out that the two people that accused him were lying. So, what do you guys think? Do you think he was innocent?
Seen as a hero for facing cancer and becoming a dominant force in professional cycling, Lance Armstrong was beloved and one of the best athletes ever. But then, the rumors that he had all his success on the back of doping began to emerge. In 2012, the United States Anti-Doping Agency stripped him of all his wins since 1998. While he denied it, Armstrong was then interviewed by Oprah Winfrey in 2013.
Yes or no? Did you ever take banned substances to enhance your cycling performance?
Yes.
Here, the former legend told the truth and admitted his cheating, but denied allegations he had forced teammates to dope and bribed officials to hide his test results.
Did you ever blood dope or use blood transfusions to enhance your cycling performance?
Yes.
Afterward, brands such as Nike canceled contracts with him, reportedly costing Armstrong millions of dollars.
Did you ever use any other banned substances like testosterone, cortisone, or human growth hormone?
Yes.
Number 9, Billy Bush.
The thing is, you're never going to stop athletes from cheating. You're never going to stop it. Athletes are constantly taking these drugs. I think legalize everything. Legalize everything, let them all dope. Because then at least the playing field is even. And if you don't want to dope, then don't. But legalize everything. I just, you know, these athletes, they're getting busted all the time. Like, you're never going to stop it.
While not an official interview per se, we're going to allow this Access Hollywood footage due to how notorious and career-ruining it became. It was actually captured before presenter Billy Bush and Donald Trump were able to cruise into a TV studio to do some filming. And while they were unaware that their microphones were on.
I moved on her, actually. You know, she was down in Palm Beach. I moved on her, and I failed. I'll admit it.
Whoa.
I did try and she was married.
It's huge news there.
While on the bus, they riff about Trump's sexual escapades, which include groping women, and discuss how power can give you free reign to do whatever you want.
I better use some Tic Tacs just in case I start kissing her. You know, I'm automatically attracted to beautiful. I just start kissing them. It's like a magnet. You just kiss. I don't even wait. And when you're a star, they let you do it. You can do anything.
Whatever you want.
Grab them by the.
We even hear them talking about how attractive they think Days of Our Lives actress Ariane Zucker is before meeting her when they get off the bus. Bush was suspended from his job on the Today Show following a ratings drop and subsequently resigned. He's since had to repeatedly defend himself in interviews.
The moment that is on that tape, I understand people's reaction. I agree. I also felt that way.
Number 8, 5 seconds.
You didn't feel that way. You were laughing your head off, man. Come on.
Summer.
If you're a band, being interviewed by Rolling Stone magazine is a big, big deal. So much so that it can be easy to get carried away with trying to sound overtly rock and roll. And that's exactly what happened with the band 5 Seconds of Summer. In a 2015 interview, the band did everything from compare themselves to the Beatles to dismissing or insulting the American Music Awards, Justin Bieber, and their female fan base, also known as most of their fan base. They were criticized for their comments and for generally sounding like narcissistic prima donnas. It probably didn't help that they appeared naked on the front cover either.
Number 7, Paula Abdul.
What do Idol fans have to look forward to this season, and what are you looking forward to seeing?
Well, is that what it is? I was wondering, what is that?
You know when
she is drunk, man.
You're the influence, but you don't think you sound like you are? Well, there's a good chance that Paula Abdul knows what that feels like, at least in hindsight. In this 2007 interview, she's promoting the latest series of American Idol. While she would later dismiss the idea as lies, many viewers wondered if she'd had a few drinks or partaken in another type of stimuli. Delayed responses, bouts of laughter, this one has it all.
You know what? They said, listen, any publicity is good publicity. You gotta learn to eat it up and embrace it and say, Seattle had the best delusional people.
The interview went viral.
Why did she agree to this?
Becoming an inescapable part of Abdul's career. 2 years later, she left American Idol as a judge due to a dispute over wages and dropped out of the public eye for a while. Number 6. The Chainsmokers.
Oh, man.
Next up, we have another misguided attempt at sounding hardcore in a magazine interview, this time courtesy of the musical duo The Chainsmokers, who let it all hang out with Billboard.
Everyone was making the same thing, and after a few years, it got really stale, and only a few people started breaking off from that and experimenting.
When asked about their manic musical romps, they were all too eager to brag about their wild frat boy image and penchant for sleeping with as many girls as possible, even though they both had girlfriends. The two were heavily criticized and briefly became the talk of the musical world for all the wrong reasons. But we shouldn't hate on them too much, right? Like they said, quote, "We're just frat bro dudes, you know what I mean? Lovin' ladies and stuff." That's an actual quote, word for word. Number 5.
I get it, fake it before you make it. You want to sound cool, you want to sound hip, but at the same time, don't look like an idiot, You must know internally what you're saying sounds really cringeworthy, but I'm guessing some people just don't have that. That internal sort of oh my God, that cringe detector.
Prince Andrew. Deemed a car crash by many, this interview ultimately resulted in Prince Andrew stepping down from public duties for the royal family.
Today, you've chosen to speak out for the first time. Why have you decided to talk now?
When BBC's Emily Maitlis questioned him about his close ties to convicted sex offender Jeffrey Epstein, the prince's answer raised many an eyebrow. For starters, Prince Andrew straight up denied ever meeting his accuser, Virginia Roberts.
I have no recollection of ever meeting this lady. None whatsoever.
Despite photographic evidence to the contrary, there were other shocking answers littered throughout, like saying he didn't regret his friendship with Epstein as it presented him with useful opportunities. The interviewer is clearly unimpressed with his answers, much like pretty much everyone else who watched it.
He has quite obviously conducted himself in a manner unbecoming, yes.
Unbecoming? He was a sex offender.
Yeah, I'm sorry, I'm being polite.
Number
What a buffoon, honestly. It was just, who let him do the interview? Who let him do that? Who thought they could stick this guy who clearly is friends with Epstein, clearly met with that 17-year-old girl, there's photo evidence, who in the royal family said, yeah, go on then, go on Andrew, go speak to the BBC.
Or Katherine Higel. Higel has long had a reputation for being difficult to work with, but a 2008 interview with Vanity Fair proved particularly damning when she criticized the movie Knocked Up, which she'd just starred in. She branded the movie, quote, a little sexist, and critiqued the way in which it portrays women, which frustrated people, considering that she'd decided to be in the movie. A year later, she starred in the movie The Ugly Truth, which was widely panned as misogynistic.
Who's this delightful creature?
I'm your producer.
Hey. I like a woman on top.
As a result of the entire episode, already hesitant directors were given yet another reason to be cautious about working with her.
I'm gonna be really honest right now, I'm not. I know I'm not.
Yeah.
I don't have to think about it. I'm not a rude person. I'm not an unkind or mean person.
Number 3, Megan Fox.
Not sure about
As a general rule, it's probably not a good idea to compare the director you're working with to Hitler. But that's what Transformers star Megan Fox did in an interview with British magazine Wonderland. Talking about Michael Bay's conduct on set, Fox compared the director to the Nazi leader, which was soon all over the media.
Whoa, nice headers. You've got a high-rise double pump carburetor. That's pretty impressive, Sam.
Double pump?
It ultimately resulted in her being fired from the Transformers franchise.
Another situation, don't shit where you eat. Why are some people so dumb? This is the man who's paying your bills.
Not by Bay. According to Bay, it was the franchise's executive producer, a certain Steven Spielberg, who insisted she be fired. She's since worked with Bay again on the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles films, which the latter produced, but Fox's notable roles have otherwise been few and far between since giving this interview.
Hi guys, this is April O'Neil from Channel 6 News, and I am here in beautiful New York City on the first day of spring, and you know what that means. It is time to shed that pesky winter weight.
Number 2, Charlie Sheen.
This guy has said and done some seriously shocking and controversial things in his career, but the reason he's on today's list may surprise you. The interview in question is his 2015 appearance on the Today Show, where he announced that he was HIV positive.
They walked in the room and said, boom, here's what's going on. It's a hard 3 letters to absorb, you know? It's a turning point in one's life.
While some praised his bravery, many criticized the fact that it had taken him 4 years to go public with it, stating that it could have endangered his sexual partners.
I mean, yeah, they have a point. Even if he's strapped up, you know, like, I hope he was telling everybody that he was getting with that he had HIV.
People that you had sexual contact with and were claiming that you had transmitted the virus to them, or were these people who simply found out about your status and were threatening to tell the world?
People also took aim at Sheen's surprisingly calm demeanor as he told of his diagnosis and battle with people blackmailing him. For some, the interview humanized Sheen more than ever before. For others, it further solidified his reputation as being reckless, particularly with the lives of others.
Have you had unprotected sex on any occasion since your diagnosis?
Yes, but the 2 people that I did that with were under the care of my doctor, and they were completely warned ahead of time.
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to
I mean, as long as he's telling the truth that they knew, then I guess it's all good, I guess.
channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications. Number 1, R. Kelly.
Although it's a different story today, back in the 2000s, R. Kelly still had his defenders when it came to allegations of sexual misconduct.
In 2002, he was indicted, but was eventually acquitted in 2008.
They are still talking about you with underage girls.
That same year, however, an interview about the allegations ensured that Kelly's muddied reputation would not be forgotten. When asked about whether he liked teenage girls, Kelly replied with this.
When you say teenage, how old are we talking?
Viewers, and clearly the interviewer Torre, were shocked at Kelly's reaction, and it went on to further support the claims that he was in fact guilty. The infamous response became a critical moment in the press's depiction of him in the years to follow.
Which controversial celebrity chat stopped you from being their fan anymore? Let us know in the comments.
What a disaster.
I made a mistake.
Oh my God. Some absolute disastrous interviews on there. The R. Kelly one. When you mean teenage, how old are you talking? Bro, a teenager is a teenager. You are like a 40-plus-year-old man. What are you doing? Like, crazy, crazy stuff. I thought they were going to show the interview that he did with that woman. I think her name is Gail Roberts or something like that. The one where she's like, Robert, and he's standing up and he's like, what does he say? Yo, killing me with this shit. Really, really bad. I mean, yeah, like Megan Fox, you know, comparing the director of the movie to Hitler. What are you doing? Like, do you not have any sort of like filter to know that this is the director? He directly chooses who is going to star in his movies. And if you're talking about him, that means that any director that hires you, you could start talking crap about them as well. Just some really brain dead decisions here. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you in the next one.